So, Jake, you just booked your next fight,
Yes, sir.
but I don't think we're done with the last fight.
No.
We had a little bit of a controversy. Why don't you break down exactly what happened in your last fight?
Okay. Fight started off exactly how it was. I was on my toes. We were boxing. Got caught in a corner. Worked my way out. Kind of bullied him off. We misjudged a step. So we took a backward step that kind of caught us in the corner, but no biggie. So we knew he was going to shoot that big shot. So I was going for a simple catch and release. Catch and release is you just kind of cup your hand, catch the shot, and shoot off of it directly. What I wasn't anticipating was he loops his hooks. So when he looped his hook, it caught me on and behind my ear. So immediately equilibrium goes out. So that's what you saw when I took that step back. I fell because I had no power in my back leg. So good shot. Kudos to the man, right?
Yeah.
I'm down. I can hear the count 1, 2, 3. I do what I'm taught. I look up. I find my coach. Coach is like, "You good? Get up." I said, "Yes, sir." So I got up. I smiled at the ref, and I was like, "All right, now I'm ready to go." And unfortunately, the ref made a horrible call, and he stopped the fight. Now, after the ref does that, I pleaded. I was beyond furious. I was ready to bang. I was ready to go. But at that point, you can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a judge reverse or a ref reverse. Like,
No.
oh, wait, never mind.
I could have started doing jumping jacks, push-ups. It wouldn't have mattered.
No.
I do take my fault. You know, the shot caught me. I fell.
Yeah.
I got up, ready to go, just like I'm taught. You know, we're soldiers, we're warriors. You get up from it, you go. So I have to take my fault in that. But I do believe, and I have made it clear that I believe that was a bad stoppage. Absolutely a bad stoppage.
And was that early in the fight, or was that?
Yeah. Not even a minute in. So in boxing, I've been knocked down in a fight before. I got caught with an overhand right, clean on my chin, and I had 10 times harder shot than this. Not to take anything from the man, because that's not what I'm here to do.
Sure.
But I got caught, and I went down. I got up. I was good. And at least at that time, the ref let the fight go, and the guy unloaded, but I came back, and I ended up stopping the fight. I would have rather me get caught, me go down, him go, and this guy come and actually stop me.
Yes.
You know, because then you're stopped. You got beat.
Yeah.
You can live with that.
Right.
I can't live with that.
Yeah, you can move on.
Yeah.
Because you know what happened.
100%. I'm not finished with it at all. And like I've made statements before, I will see him very soon.
Okay.
On my terms.
And that was a title fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
My first one.
Okay. And about a minute and it was over.
Yep.
Yeah. And now I had been following you on social media, and and again, it doesn't take away from the other person. Obviously, a win is a win, but like I watched the amount of work that you had put in, and it's got to be difficult to be like, yeah, you're up 4:30 in the morning. I see you running. I see you at the gym, you know, with the gloves. You're posting the pictures all the time, and then 60 seconds and knocked out.
Yeah. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but the most bitter pill was the fact that I could have kept going. I'm a man who I take my wins and my losses with stride. You know, I'm a humble person. I'm not egotistical. I don't like talking crap. So I take my wins and my losses as stride as a man. It was hard to accept that one because the man didn't beat me. You know what I'm saying? I personally feel like the ref beat me.
Yeah.
You know, the ref, I don't know what the ref thought he saw. I can't speak to it. I can't speak to anybody but my own personal.
Right.
I was good. My coach knows I was good. My promoter knew I was good. That crowd knew Jake Paradise was good.
Yeah.
When I get hurt, I come to bang. I'm ready for war then.
Yeah.
And they took it from me, but kudos to the man. He did what he was supposed to do as a fighter. So get ready, homie. I'll see you down the line.
Yeah.
You know.
So what's the next fight that you have just lined up?
June 16th, Rivera Promotions brings us back to AIC in Springfield. And I'm looking to do this one for me. Okay. A lot of times in my life, if you've ever watched me fight, every single one of my fights is for a cause.
Okay.
I've done suicide awareness. Last year, I was gone for 2 years because of COVID and personal reasons. And last year, my uncle actually took his life at the end of February.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. So we came back in April, and that fight was towards him.
I think that was the one that I was at.
Yeah, that's why that fight was very emotional for me. My last fight was for a dear friend of mine and my team's. She has triple negative breast cancer. Her name is Bridget Lalu. So we dedicated that fight to her, and I stand behind all these causes, and I will continue to. And for this fight, I'm gonna bring out another cause that stands dear to me.
Yeah.
But internally, this fight's for me. I fight a lot to prove a lot of people wrong. You know, I've been doubted my whole life. I've been told I wasn't good enough. I've done this on my own. So this fight's for me. This fight's to show people that no matter what you say or what you do, man, I'm here for me. I'm not here for you.
Right. Even though you are fighting for other causes as well, though.
Always. Yeah.
My mom's also a breast cancer survivor, so I completely understand that. That touches a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's some people don't talk about, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
football has their thing, but, you know, it's definitely something that a lot of people can get behind, right? Like,
No, 100%.
how's someone going to come out fighting for that? And you're like, boo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, I hope that guy gets knocked out.
Yeah, right.
No way,
Yeah.
you know, like, so that's awesome. Was that again, June, you said?
Yeah, June 16th, AIC in Springfield, Rivera Promotions.
Yeah, that's a nice little venue, like a nice big gym.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah,
Not a bad,
yeah.
so you got to get them tickets.
Yeah, you have the stadium seating.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like almost like going back to high school.
Yeah, honestly, it feels more personal because honestly, you look outside the ring, you can see literally everybody.
Oh, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
It was good, and it's funny. Like Springfield kind of gets a bad rap. I liked it.
yeah.
I like it there. We went. My girlfriend and I went. We had like lobster tail. We went out, had
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
We're like, okay, well, why is everyone shit on this?
I mean, I feel like every city in Massachusetts, even, I mean, we're in Maine, Southwestern Mass, if you haven't heard the story, you know what I mean? And I thrive here. I grew up here.
Yeah.
I think every place has its good and its bad, and I think it's honestly what you make of it, you know, and I believe like there's good in everybody, so.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And so we're at the YMCA right now currently, and this is where you started boxing.
No. So I started boxing on my own when I was 13. As you know, actually this year is my 10th year clean.
Okay.
I am an addict on full recovery. I discovered boxing at a young age because I dealt with self-hate and depression. My first official gym was Camp Get Right Boxing in Worcester. But at the time, I couldn't barely I was homeless, and I could barely afford my gym dues. So I couldn't pay for a trainer. I self-taught, and that's how I fought my whole amateur career. I had no trainer. I was just a kid who came from nothing that wanted to be somebody, and I showed up. I came to the YMCA, I'd like to say 13 or 14 years ago. I met a man named Gil Jenkins, who was the first man to look at me and say, you know what, you can do something if you get your head out of your ass.
Okay.
And he knew what I was doing at the time, and it really got to me because it was like nobody's ever called me on my stuff. You know, nobody's ever said, you know what, you can be somebody, you're just not going to be because you're doing this.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Gil Jenkins went down because of health problems, and my coach Bruce Alston came in, and it was funny when my coach came in, man. People don't believe me when I say this. He didn't give a damn about me. He would let me come into the gym and do whatever I needed to do, but he wouldn't say a word. But I knew he was watching me. So for the first 6 months, I had to prove myself. And he's like, all right, what do you want to do? And that's how we started. And, you know, and every day I come in and I grind. And hardest worker in the room everywhere I go.
When was your first pro fight?
2017.
Okay, so you've been pro for 6 years?
Just about. It's been a rough road, man. Boxing's politics and stuff like that. So I should be a lot further along than I am, but I'm blessed to be where I am because I'm not where I was.
Right. Well, words of wisdom right there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know?
You always got to be grateful for everything you get, honestly, in life.
Absolutely. And Mike and I had talked about basically your story, not yours in particular, but what you just said. Like, you know, you were down and out, and you got found boxing, and you're like, I'm going to be a pro, and I'm going to make something of myself. And that's why the people that love the sport love it so much.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to get drafted. You don't have to do anything. You just have to put in the work, and you have to show up, and you have to want it more than the other person.
100%.
And it's incredible to hear the story that you have that's going on, and it's great that you're going to be back. And unfortunately, the last fight didn't go the way we want. We're moving forward. We're going to change that. Mm-hmm. We're going to change the story now. We're going to get the W. Am I seeing correct? Did you change weight classes?
No. I'm a fat boy at heart.
Okay.
When I started boxing, I was 320 pounds.
Wow.
And I fought as a super heavyweight as an amateur. That don't fly with my coach.
Okay.
So we turned pro at cruiserweight. And during
Which is what?
I'm sorry, 185 to 200.
Okay.
But during COVID, I battle demons daily. Every day is a fight for me. I get up, and like you said, I'm up at 4:30. I'm actually up at 3 because I have to sit at the end of my bed and really get my mind centered around, you know what, I need to get by this day.
Yeah.
So during COVID and everything shut down, we actually lost our boxing program, and I was lost. So I have a son now. I have a wife, and I couldn't fall back onto drugs.
Right.
So my new addiction became food. And it was a comfort, you know, I couldn't train, I couldn't do anything. So I ate and I ate and I ate. So January of last year, I got a physical. I was 310 pounds again. We got a fight call. Well, then everything happened with my uncle. And then we got a fight call. AJ and Jose Rivera, who I give a lot of credit to with bringing us back to life in this boxing game. Because honestly, I lost faith in myself. I lost faith in my journey. And I was done. I really thought I was done. So AJ and Jose Rivera, man, really, they called me and they said, Jake, we got a fight for you. Do you want it? Not one second thought. I mean, I was fat, out of shape, but I was absolutely, let's go. And they really brought me back to life. And I cut from 285 pounds down to 232 in under 2 months.
Wow.
For that fight. And you were there. I didn't look great. But what it did was it brought me back to life. It brought me in. It brought my want and my need for this back.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to turn it off. And I'm thankful for that.
A lot of people need that. People don't understand. That's where a lot of like the demons can come from when you have no target, no aim, no anything. And like you said, what did you lose? Like 30, 40 pounds in a month?
60 something.
Yeah,
Almost,
60. Yeah. And it's like because you got triggered.
Yeah.
You know, like you had nothing and then you got lost. And then when you finally find it again, you know, again, addiction can work in different ways.
Yeah.
And you have found through boxing a way to channel it into something that helps you stay positive.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about and really discuss, and especially in a manly, quote unquote, manly sport,
Sure,
like boxing, is a mental health. And I'm an advocate for it because I deal with it every day. Not even just my demons. You know, when you grow up in an environment that's not for you. I've had loved ones tell me I wouldn't be anything. At the age of 5, I had teachers going up to my mother saying, your son's not going to do anything with his life.
Wow.
I've had loved ones tell me I wasn't a man enough for them. I've had people I admire say, kid, you're gonna get hurt. I had a gym guy here who was the first person I was introduced to at the Y tell me, you should quit, kid, before you get hurt.
Wow.
Where am I at now, guy?
Yeah. Sounds like he was scared of you.
He knew. He came back and he saw it, so it's all good.
All right.
And I've dealt with all that my whole life.
Yeah.
And we grew up in a society where hate is the go-to for a lot of people. I have people in my city, man, and I love my city to death. I have people in my city who, after my last fight and after that big thing, everybody knew what had happened and everybody was on my side and said, you know, we're behind you. I have people in my city who are making jokes and on social media. I'm not the social media guy. I don't partake in it. I don't got time for it.
Yeah.
But, you know, oh, he's a bum. He's this. He got one shot, this, and that. And I laugh. It's like, you want to be where I'm at. So you're saying that. And it's all good. Because I respect and love your hustle. Go do you, man.
Right. Yeah,
I'm going to continue winning over here. Because every day I wake up to me is a win. Because I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So mental health, man, is a big thing in anybody who watches this. And I really want them to reach out to anybody. You know, I'm just a pug from the city of Worcester, man, chasing his dream. But if you think you can get something from talking to me, reach out.
Yeah.
Or reach out to anybody because it's a serious situation.
Yeah.
You know, and I think as men, we don't really focus on it much because we want to see macho. Man, miss me with that mess. Everybody deals with it.
Yeah. I think that in the day and age now, we see it where you look back and you go, you know, Grandpa was dealing with some stuff and he just wouldn't talk to anybody. And then Grandma would be like, well, you know how Grandpa is.
Yeah.
And he had demons or whatever was going on in him, but as a society, we wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And hopefully, as we have more advocates like yourself, like I always tell all my friends, I'm like, come to me, talk to me. Like, you don't want to lose a friend or a family member because you weren't listening right.
Yeah.
You know, they were giving you signs, and that's not on you, but it's also like, are you aware of the fact that people are sick, people are hurting? Because the world isn't getting easier.
No, not at all.
You know, I feel bad. I have friends who have kids, you know, like younger, like high school and stuff.
Yep.
When we were kids, you could get away. You went home and it was off. It got shut off. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that at least could be a sanctuary. Now you can't. Now you go online to play a game. Those kids from school can find you. They can always find you. It's relentless.
Honestly, I'm the generation that kind of brought this whole new social media thing to light, and now it's just become this vortex of a thing, and I am so against it. I use social media to promote myself, obviously,
Right.
but you have what we call keyboard warriors, man, and they beat people down.
Yeah.
My whole thought is, what do you technically get out of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you get? Like I told him. Told him what?
Yeah.
He's out doing something while you're sitting behind a computer screen. Who's winning here?
Yeah.
And then you get these people, man, who hate on other people to try to boost themselves up to get to where they gotta get. I'm a person who believes, man, I come from hate. I didn't have family. I had nothing. But I personally believe on showing love to anybody who sits there and dedicates themselves to their dreams or to become something.
Yeah.
I reach out every fight somebody has who I know, hey, man, great fight.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. Or, hey, tough loss, man. You need to talk to anybody. I'm here.
Yeah.
Nobody does that to me. Nobody forces me to do it. And I don't. And you know what's crazy? I don't expect it. Like, after my loss, nobody reached out to me.
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
And it's okay. I'm good. But I believe in showing love and getting love. People go, oh, well, people call you no love. No love doesn't mean I hate everybody.
Right.
No love was something that I grew up with. I didn't have it. I had my mom. I had my mom, and that was it. And I
Yeah.
watched my mom get beaten by men, get used and abused by men, have to work 80 hours a week to raise 2 delinquent children who didn't give her the easiest time.
Yeah.
So love wasn't a thing like I was born with. You know what I mean? I knew my mom loved me, but we grew up in an environment where it was such a hard thing to show. I still struggle with it. I'm married.
Yeah.
I have a son. You can ask my wife. I'm not the easiest to deal with in the I love you. It's hard.
Yeah.
So no love doesn't mean I hate, because I don't hate anybody. I don't wish harm on nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm in that ring, I'm coming to eat.
Yeah.
You know, so Jake Paradise takes a back seat and no love comes to fruition. But I believe this world, man, people really need to take a step back and look at themselves and go, why am I cyberbullying?
Yeah.
Why am I, bro, it ain't cool. Like, what do you get out of it? Like, what, your friends think you're cool for a quick second? Bro, back in my day, you had a problem with somebody, you dealt with it, you threw the twos, man, and you were best friends for the rest of your life. Like,
Right.
that's gone.
Yeah.
That day and age is gone. And it's sad to see.
Yeah, it's like, can you imagine being that person that's so toxic that they're like, oh, there's no one around to talk to. Let me go online and find someone who's minding their own business, 1. 2, trying to do something positive,
Yeah.
and let me try to tear them down. Whoa, that is so toxic. And you're just like, dude, what is your life like?
Yeah.
I would never want to be you, around you. Like, I wouldn't want to know you. I'm glad I'm not your brother, your sister, you know, whatever.
Yeah, no, we've had people do it to us. You know, they oh, you ain't nothing. You're running from this, you're running from that. You're a quote unquote bitch, this and that. I ignore it. I don't take any. You know, actually, what I do is I send them love and respect. Hey, man, I respect your hustle. Keep chasing your dreams, man. Bless you and your family.
Right.
Because, bro, I don't got nothing for you. You know, that doesn't do anything for me with this back and forth. I've also had people attack, like, people on my team. Like, I have a person on my team, man, a sponsor of mine, who has an autistic son.
Yeah.
And he's beautiful and he's strong. And my man, that's my man's life.
Yeah.
And we've had people attack that. And I sit back and, you know, as a father, you're going to do anything you can. Bro, ignore it. You know, you have to ignore it. But inside, that makes you a disgusting person.
Yeah, that's
You know,
disgusting.
what are you getting out of that?
Right, right.
So-
and I'm sure everybody, you know, when we were young, everyone's done and said stupid shit. But when you're like, hey, I'm an adult and I'm a professional boxer or on a professional team, and then that's what you choose to do,
Yeah, it's
come on.
I can't fathom it. I don't talk about anybody's family. I don't even like talking crap.
Yeah.
Like I know we live in that day and age, especially in the sport we're in, where running your mouth kind of gets you paid.
Yes.
I'm not in boxing for money personally. I'm in it for me.
Yeah.
You know, this is something I do because I love it.
Yeah.
You can ask any promoter I've ever worked with. Jake Paradise ain't looking to get rich right now. Jake, I'm doing this because this is what I want. This is my love.
Yeah.
I love this, and when I don't have it, it hurts.
Yeah.
So that trash talk, I don't got time for it. And
Yeah.
y'all have fun.
Yeah, I kind of notice you remind me a lot of Chad. Like that's his kind of vibe too. He's like, hey man, I'm just here to fight. I'm here to spread good words. You know, like I'm not here. I know I'm not gonna be the world champ. I'm just here to be part of it. He's also the sober warrior. You know, he has
Chad Leoncel
Yeah.
is that's my bro. I have a lot of respect for that man. They've actually tried to set us up. Neither of us need that. That dude has my respect and my admiration because we come from the same cloth.
Yeah.
And what he's doing with the Sober Warrior Project, and I've told him this, and I hope you watch anything. If you need anything for that or anything I can do to be a part of it, please let me know.
Yeah.
Boxing in general in the world needs more people like Chad Leoncel
Yeah.
because it's not about them.
Right.
There's a bigger purpose, and I have nothing but respect for that.
Yeah. He's a very selfless guy, like always helping, always looking out. We worked with him once we did this, and then we just did a photo shoot with him and his crew.
Yeah, good
came
people.
out great. It was a lot of fun. So we got the fight coming up June 16th in Springfield. Anything else you want to touch base on real quick? Any other big news? Any other sponsors you want to shout out? Anything like that?
Yeah, we actually today we now partnering with War Ready.
Okay.
It's a brand from Ryan Roach out of Boston. He's Ryan Roach is another person that boxing that people need to really realize. He's an amazing person. He's very selfless and he's out there really trying to help us fighters. What a lot of people don't understand is even at this local level, this is the hardest thing you can do. So me personally, I wake up at 3 a.m. every day and I work out before I work a full-time job.
Yeah.
And then I work out once or twice more after that, and then I have to be a father, I have to be a husband, you know, and I have to do that every day of my life. So finding sponsors is hard. Coming up with the money to do this is ridiculous. Selling tickets is one of the hardest things a boxer has to do. Imagine trying to do all this, sell tickets, make weight, but if you don't sell tickets, it's a problem. It's literally the hardest thing to deal with while you're trying to get ready for war, because that's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
At any stage, man, and I hope nobody complicates this, they throw around a thing, oh, you're fighting a bum. No man who takes those 3 to 4 steps up that ramp is a bum, because they are taking their lives in their hand to go stand toe-to-toe with a man and say, I am. The last person, my coach says it to me all the time, the last person to know that they're a bum is that man. So you can't underestimate anybody, and you can't walk in there like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Nah, man, you're a man who bleeds blood just like anybody else, man.
Yep.
And I thoroughly believe that. So what Ryan is doing is he made War Ready where you can actually, quote unquote, sponsor fighters. Anything and everything helps. You know, my page is up there now. He makes fighters' personal gear. If you buy it, a portion of that goes to the fighter himself. What he's doing is amazing, and it's extremely helpful to fighters. So I really wanted to give him a shout out. Ready or Not Boxing out of Worcester, Mass. My friend Zach. Anybody who I don't go for major people. Tell you the truth, sponsorships is kind of new to me. My first, I'd say, I don't know, 6 fights, I had no sponsors. I did it all myself.
Wow. Yeah.
And you know, it is what it is. So now I've worked with a couple people, but I have to take something from what you're giving. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have to believe in what you're doing for me to want to sponsor you, because this is a serious thing for me. So I sponsor people like podcasts. I do a lot of podcast work. And people who are up and coming who are just trying to make something of themselves, like have a dream. And if you have a dream, I'm your guy. I'll help you any way I can.
There you go. That's awesome. And
yeah.
who's going to be mad at that? We're back with round 2, and we are now joined with by Coach Bruce. All right. And Jake Paradise. So, Coach, how'd you get into coaching?
Well, let's see. Been an athlete all my life. Grew up here in Worcester.
Yeah.
Family's been here a long time. 1894.
Whoa.
We've been in Worcester, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Came from Elmira, New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so but we were all born here.
Yeah.
So I boxed, Lincoln Square Boys Club, played baseball, football. Went to college, studied political science, believe it or not,
Yeah.
and with a minor in physical education.
Yeah.
So coaching was always going to be there, just a matter of what sport it was going to be.
Right. Right.
And, I came here to the YMCA. I used to run a boot camp program
Okay.
because I'm a former Marine.
Okay.
Ooh-bah.
Yeah.
Very
Spent,
okay.
Yeah, spent 6 years in the Marine Corps. And in this very room, we ran a boot camp class. And we didn't have a ring.
Yeah.
And somebody was mentioning, hey, can we do boxing? I was like, sure. I says, we can do that. So we roped off an area, and that was kind of our ring.
And Jake, were you here for that?
I came a little bit after.
Shortly after
Yeah.
he came.
Yeah.
But that's the short of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just now I run the program.
Was Jake one of your first people? No.
No, he was about the third professional guy
Oh, wow.
that I trained. But I had two other guys, local guys, that were okay. But they, you got to be dedicated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is not something you can do part-time.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
If you want it, you got to do it, right? So you got to have the discipline to do it. He's achieved it, understands what discipline is.
Yes.
Of course, I'm drilling the definition in his head all the time.
Yeah.
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 He's the guy that's been the most dedicated.
Okay.
And he's,
Yeah.
and he's not going to quit until he gets what he wants. And it starts as a dream,
Yep.
and he's going to make it a reality.
Yeah.
So-
So what has Coach Bruce done for you?
Oh man, changed the game. I came to Coach Bruce as a 300-pound banger who didn't know what a jab was. Like I said, I was kind of self-taught. I trained myself my whole amateur career because
Yeah.
I just couldn't pay the dues. So when I came to Bruce, man, I could throw a mean hook, but that was about it, and I would gas out in like 30 seconds. But I think me coming in every day, man, and doing it, and every day drilling and coming in, and he finally was like, all right, let me see what this kid really got.
Yeah.
And honestly, not here without it. Not here without it.
Wow. And how long you guys been working together now?
Boy, what do you think?
Probably at least, what, 10?
Every bit of 10 years.
Every bit of 10 years.
Yeah.
Man.
If that hesitation comes when your wife asks you how long you guys have been married.
Oh, every time, it's ridiculous. Punch drunk.
Yeah.
Well, I've been married 25 years.
Okay. So you knew that.
He's got me beat. He's got me. I can't remember days to save my life.
Well, it's the only date I can remember. 25 years last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you bring from your Marine background into boxing?
Ultimate discipline, pure aggression. He understands that discipline is the instant willing obedience to orders, self-reliance, respect for authority, and teamwork, right? So we take that and we use it. We don't make any excuses, right? There's no excuses, right? He hasn't lost yet. Even though the record's going to reflect 3 losses, he hasn't lost yet. Has fights been stopped? Yes, they've been stopped. Should they have been? No way. No possible way. I mean, we don't quit. There's no retreat. He understands what excuses are. Tools of incompetence, which build monuments of nothing.
Yes.
And those who use them are seldom good for anything else. It's written on the wall in our boxing room, everywhere we go.
Yeah.
I probably have it on a shirt somewhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, and we get it. Matter of fact, we got a shirt for you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, pass that to her.
I'll definitely take that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
So-
that so much.
I mean, the discipline, a lot of guys don't get it. They don't understand it. It's not just, it's discipline in the ring and out the ring.
Yeah.
It's mental and physical,
Yeah.
right? If you're not, I mean, this is, 90% physical, 5% mental, 5% show,
Yeah.
right? But you got to get in there and do what you have to do.
Yeah.
He puts in the work. Even when I'm sleeping, he's up working,
Yeah.
right? and I'm up early. I'm up at 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
He's already up.
Wow.
Right. So
Yeah, he's already on that treadmill. I see it.
we're doing
I see it.
So, and we come here. We try to, we run the program for the YMCA.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of little kids in here. I got a nice kids class on Wednesdays. They're little kids, like his son's age.
Yeah.
Right. We're showing them some stuff they've never seen before. Discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids are inner city kids, right? They don't know anything. They see Jake. Hey, is that the guy on the wall? Is that him? Is that him?
Yeah.
I go, I don't know. Go ask him. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
So, we try to get back a little bit.
Yeah. Chad always says like he says that where he's going to make the most, have the most effect, the biggest effect is with the kids because you can get on them early, teach them early. Don't make them go through the battles and the challenges that you went through.
Yeah.
Catch them early, teach them.
Yep.
And they can definitely change their life much faster than people like us who have gone through it.
No
All right.
doubt about it.
So Jake, tell us the truth. What did you think of Coach Bruce the first time you met him when he was yelling at you and
Well, see, that's the thing, man. Coach,
ignoring you?
yeah, Coach Bruce don't really yell until he gets to know you, and then he's yelling at you.
So until you wanted him to yell.
Yeah. When I first got here, man, boxing's ego. I don't really look at myself as an egotistical person, but I knew who I was. I have fights, and I'm like, yo, I'm that dude. Like, what's up? Bruce, no, you ain't. He kind of brought me down to reality of like, you know what? Maybe I'm not, but maybe I can be.
Yeah.
So I fought to get his attention, and then when I got it, I was like, damn, what the fuck? This guy won't lay off. But as I got older, he helped me develop as not just a fighter, but as a man. Like he says, the dedication, man. Like waking up every day in the morning, and I posted on my media. It's not for clout. It's not the show. It's for me. For me to know, like, yo, I'm up at 3 a.m. My opponent's still sleeping. That's a mental edge. When I first got in the game, the physical aspect, ask Coach Bruce, the physical aspect for me is not a problem. I am a workhorse. They kick me out of the gym. I will go until I can't go no more, and then I'm going to keep going. My biggest problem, and this is why we don't look at our losses as losses, is my mental stage. Because of all the trauma I've been through in life, when we first turned pro, I had a problem turning that switch over. And he's taught me how to do that. So now I can walk around humbly as Jake Paradise and sit there and, how you doing, care about people and all that. But as soon as that light clicks, no love's here in his game time. Like, he knows even when we're in the back, like, all right, there's a certain point where he talks to me. And then he sees it in my eyes. It's like, all right, Jake's gone. Now I'm talking to myself now. Yeah. So he's really helped me turn that switch over.
Wow, yeah, to be a professional.
To be a man.
Okay.
Boxing, everybody looks at boxing, man, and everybody looks at it differently. Everybody, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. For me, my most benefit from boxing and in training with Bruce is I'm a better man. I'm a better father. I'm a better husband. My wife might disagree on that one. But I'm just all around better outside of the ring. Yeah. So when I'm in the ring, I have no regrets. I know I put the work in. I know I took care of everything in my life that I needed to take care of. So on that night, that's my night.
Wow. Yeah. So, Coach, what do you think about the fight he's taking now, June 16th? What are we looking at?
Well, initially we wanted that rematch.
Yeah, you want to run back.
Yeah, we did. I mean, because that guy, he talked a lot of foolishness that day and after. Oh, yeah, no problem. We'll give you a rematch. And now he's running like hell. It's just like, okay, whatever, man.
That seems like a common trend.
Yeah, we're not sweating you. You'll be in the game. We'll see.
Now he's talking crap from what I'm hearing.
Okay.
But still doesn't want to fight.
Yeah.
So now on our terms. We'll get it on our terms.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So what do we think about this one coming up?
Well, we're going to be ready for it. There's no doubt. We're always physically prepared, mentally prepared. I'd like to come in like under 200, just under, like maybe. I like to see him at 95, 96 right in there. And, I've seen him at 84. That's, I like him at 95.
Yeah.
95, still packs the power, it's got the speed.
Yeah.
His boxing is so underestimated. People don't understand what we do.
Yeah.
So our basic skills are really there.
Yeah.
So no matter how good we get, how experienced we get, our basic skills are there. People can see that. They're gonna look at him and go, "That guy can really fight, huh?" Yeah. Wait till you see him.
Yeah.
Understands the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just not. about going in there and knocking a guy out. We can
Yeah.
do that too. Knockout will come, but we're gonna look good doing it. I mean, we work too hard, not to.
Yeah.
You know.
I can tell you look phenomenal. Like I asked you earlier. I said, did you drop a weight class? Like it looked like 2, 3. I was telling James on the way here. I was like, dude, this guy he like dropped 2, 3 weight classes. Like, and, so the work, it's, and I understand that the in ring is different. That you can be as ripped as you want to be. You can be wherever weight you want to
Sure.
be. If you're not putting in the mitt time and you don't have that, it's not the same. Right. So, but just watching you, I'm like, when I saw the pictures from that fight, I was like, wow, like, and then you posted one side by side. We'll post that. If you send that to me, we'll put it in. So
absolutely.
to show people, because it is a testament to the hard work.
Yeah.
And like I said, I always appreciate the fact that you didn't get the W, but you're like, look at what I still accomplished. I still did this. And and people don't understand. Look at the work that you got that goes into one fight. Into one fight.
And that's the thing with boxing, especially in the social media era, man. Everybody just sees the night.
Yep.
You don't see the mornings where I wake up, man, and I can't even move, or my body hurts and I'm like, I gotta do this. Let's go. You don't see the times, man, where you work a full shift at work, man, and you get out and you're like, dude, I just want to go to sleep. But you go to the gym.
Yeah.
The nights of not eating, the days of not eating, man. In this camp I pushed myself mentally with it was a 72-hour fast.
Wow.
I didn't eat anything, and I trained like a madman.
Just water.
Yep. And they don't see that, and honestly, sorry to the fans, I don't think they appreciate it.
Yeah.
They don't appreciate the sacrifice that goes into this. There was times where I had to tell my wife, no, we can't go out to eat. We can't do this. I can't go to this event. My son, can we do this? Nah, I can't.
Yeah.
I got to train, or I got to rest. And they don't see that. This sport, man, is suffering defined.
Yes.
Just for a fleeting moment. And I made a post, just for fleeting moments in that ring.
Yeah.
But for me, those fleeting moments are worth it, because it brings my life full circle from where I came from.
Right.
To have an arena either booing or cheering, it's the greatest thing for me. It really is. It's my high.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love the look on people's faces. Yo, he actually just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it again.
Because you get a little bit of both, right? Where sometimes you get people that are quiet on the front side, or very loud on the front side. They're very supportive, and then you lose, and then they disappear. Or you get the people that you didn't see anything. Like I a lot of times I'm like, hey man, when I see a fighter getting ready, I'll always go, hey man, I check in and say, you good? How you feeling? Cool. I'm gonna let you be. Yep. But I'm always there on the backside, being like, hey, whatever happens, I always message them. A lot of the times, though, if it's a win, I don't, because I'm like, I know you're getting 10,000, messages, but I'm still there going, hey, I share stuff. And
You know what's crazy? And we touched on this a little bit earlier, man. I don't get anything.
No.
I get, me and my coach will talk that night. Hey, congrats, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And that's my mindset.
Yeah.
I'll make a post and people will comment, congrats. On that loss, radio silence. But for me, it's funny.
Okay.
Because I don't need, I'm that kind of guy. And believe me, I don't want anybody to be misconstrued. I love my support.
Sure.
My army is crazy. I bring so many different people from different walks of life who don't even like boxing to boxing.
Yeah.
Just because they believe and they see my journey. But when you take an L, everything's quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, because even in my wins, I'm alone.
Okay.
And Bruce has taught me, take your wins and your losses as a man. It's done, it happened, what's next?
Yeah.
And that's my mindset. So great, I won. What are we doing now?
Yeah.
What are we going after?
Yeah.
So I find it's kind of like a catch-22 thing. Like, if you want to support, man, honestly, buy the tickets.
Yeah.
Even if you can't go.
Okay.
Because what a lot of people don't get, and it's kind of not talked about, and I don't know if we're getting in trouble for talking about it, we get our pay off of you coming. Or not coming, just buy the tickets. And that's how you support us, because that's how we get paid. And that's how we show promoters, like, hey, this kid can sell. Let's bring him again. Let's bring him again.
Yep.
So that's the sport. Leave the message, leave all the negative stuff to yourself.
Yeah.
Buy the tickets, and that's enough support for us.
Yeah, grab some tickets. Yeah, I think I think that's pretty well known locally. Like if anybody knows a fighter, they know that that's how they get paid.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean people do it.
No.
You know, I had a situation with Luke where I had bought tickets, and I was fully intending on going, and something for work came up. I didn't even like there wasn't even a blip in my mind to be like, hey, can I get my money back on these? No way, man. I'm here to support you. Like, no way. Like,
That's awesome.
I tried to get some people to take them. Like, it was in I think it was in like Natick or something. So it's kind of far from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, anybody want these? Go check this out. Like, you'll have fun. I bring people. Like, I brought James to his first fight. My girlfriend went to her first fight. Was in Melrose, and now she's like, when's the next fight? Like,
Yeah, no, we love that. But
Yeah.
so we come from an inner city where money is always a problem. But for me, what's $40? What's $40 to help somebody who is out there chasing something to
Yeah.
better themselves?
Right.
What's $40? I think people really need to get out of their own mind. Oh, well, that's my money. I work hard for it. Okay, great. And you have every right to feel that way.
Sure.
Show support to your local people who are trying to bring light to something and trying to do something great with themselves, man. Because you don't have a lot of people in this world who do that at all.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people. Sometimes we talk about it where I'm like, who do you see that's around you that's actually like trying?
No.
Who's trying to change their life or do something positive? And a lot of the times, if it is, it's for 10 seconds. Like, hey, I'm doing this real quick, and then they have to try. They have to put in the discipline. It's not easy. And then it's like, oh, I quit.
Yeah.
This is I think this is our 8th or 9th episode. We just plan on going. Like we're just like, hey, we're doing
Sure.
this. We want to help people. We'll double back. We'll talk to people. It's like, we got to have fun and do things, because you don't build something from one. It does take one step, but you can't just do it once and then expect everything like to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It takes years and years and years and years and years. Like you started boxing at 13, right? And then you finally turn pro, and then you finally get your first W or whatever, and then you finally get your championship shot. How many years into it is it?
No, yeah, no, 100%.
And that wasn't one fight, and that wasn't one day.
No.
Yeah.
There was a lot of letdowns, a lot of lonely nights, a lot of having to do it myself, a lot of pain. Like there's been times in this, and I'm not afraid to. I've wanted to quit. Like
Yeah.
a lot of me wanted. You know what, man? Maybe they're right. I can't do this. But then I'm up the next day, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, I got this.
Yeah.
Like, and I always say it to people, man. And this isn't an egotistical thing, but you line up 10 people, 10 great athletes, 10 great boxers, right? Line them up. Put them in the circumstances that I've been put in, not just in life, but in boxing. They're all gone.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. You can't tie my boots. I've done this on my own. I've showed up to tournaments on my own. I fought on my own, trained on my own. When I had people laughing at me, telling me I didn't have it, I showed up.
Yeah.
And I won or I lost, but I kept showing up. You can't, you have all these athletes who are, 16-time national champion or 12-time Golden Glove champion. I didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
Did I fight in these tournaments? Yeah. I lost in the finals, and I own that. Make it to the finals of the Golden Gloves with no trainer, and then we'll talk. Make it to the PAL finals with no trainer, and we'll talk.
Yeah.
And when I was coming up, man, I used to look at these things and go, "Ah, man, it's because I'm not good enough." Nah, as I've gotten older, and really, it wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It's just because of the circumstances thrown upon me.
Yeah, you didn't have
But I
to-
did it.
you
I
didn't
still
have to
did
coach
that. Yeah.
Right.
So, and me and Bruce have been together now. Look at what we've done, and everybody around in our even in our city doubt us.
Yeah.
Keep doubting, but you're gonna keep watching too.
Yeah, they're going to be tuning in. So, Coach, let me ask you.
Sure.
So, Jake did a lot of this on his own prior to meeting you. Was there a little bit of like a negative learning curve from somebody who had been teaching themselves, or was that something like having to get over like bad habits? Like, hey, no, but it's ingrained in him for so long that he had been teaching himself. Was there like some major obstacles there, or just some small speed bumps?
Yeah, I'd say small speed bumps. There was nothing major. I don't do mitts with everybody.
Okay.
You got to put work in for me to. Because a lot of these kids come in the door, they think, "Yo, can I get the mitts?" I'm like, "Who are you? I don't even know who you are."
Yeah.
I says, and Jake will tell you, he had a hard time initially. We didn't do a lot of mitt work. When I knew he was serious mentally, I said, okay, now let's work. Now let's really work.
Yeah.
Now we can go 9, 10 rounds nonstop, no rest, and just go hard, right? But like he said, when he walked in the gym, he didn't know what a jab was.
Yeah.
He just knew how to. If I get close to you, I can get you out of there. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I go, oh, okay, he's not a boxer, not yet. So you got to make sure he learns the basic stuff that he was never taught. He was always looking from the sideline at what's he doing. The guys who had coaches trying to pick it up on his own. So he did quite well doing that. But you know, you're looking and see what he's doing. Hey, maybe I can do that. Didn't even know what it was called. Just doing it.
Yeah.
Right. So when he came in here, it was like, okay. I don't even think I watched probably a couple of weeks. Just looked at him. Okay, he's back again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This kid, he's hanging around the gym.
Yeah.
Right? Guy's hanging around. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wants to learn something. So then he approached it. Him and a guy named Paul. Hey, you got a minute? I'm like, yeah. What's up? I mean, I worked a full-time job at Worcester County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
Right. 27 years, and I was here every day. Go to work, 18 hours. Come here, 8 hours. So
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, work is no problem. Let's do this. So the wanting to know is a big part. Right?
Yeah.
He wanted, hey, I need to learn this. Can you help me out? I'm like, yeah, let's see how much he's willing to work.
Yeah.
Right. You're not gonna beat me up all day. You're gonna beat these bags up.
Yeah.
See, you know,
Yeah.
and that's why he'll see kids coming to the gym. Yo, coach, can I get some mitts? Hey, get over there and get on that bag over there. I don't even got time for you.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
You haven't put in any work.
Yes.
You haven't done anything. Right? They want to do one thing. They watch TV. They think it's so easy.
Yes.
It's not easy. You got to put the work in.
Yeah.
You know. So, how come you never work mitts with me? I don't even know who you are, kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you've been here 2 weeks. I don't even know who you are.
Right.
You haven't shown me anything. I'm watching.
So when someone comes in, I had asked Coach Brian this, and I said, "What's the one thing you look for when you see somebody new?" So somebody like Jake, you see he's coming through. He's coming. What's the one thing you're really looking for that lets you know that not necessarily the person can be a champion, but that you want them to be around and you want to coach them up?
If he has any kind of work ethic at all, right? If he's I see him. Hey, this guy, yeah, he doesn't know much, but he wants to know. I can see the way he's hitting that bag. All right, let me show him a little bit about balance and how to really understand what he can do. It's not all about how hard you can hit. It's really angles and straight lines. And if you understand geometry, right, you can box.
Yeah.
Right. Geometry. Yeah, geometry. Angles and straight lines. I just want you to understand what we're doing here. So if he comes in and I see, yeah, this guy's hungry, he wants to learn something, and you got those guys that not much talent there, but you never know once you start chipping away what's there.
Yeah.
Right. You sculpt them up. You know, I get this kid down 100, let's say 90 pounds.
Yeah.
I said, he could beat something. He can do something.
Yeah.
Right? He had never been there. So he didn't know what he looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got video, and we look back at, look at this, right? I says, but you were too light there, though. We were like 184. I said, we don't need to be 184 right now.
Yeah.
But he was super fast, this and that. But he had to get his mental thing together.
Yeah.
Physically, he was great. I said, oh, he looks great. Hey, is that the same kid? Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
No way. I said, yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
So he looks totally different. And you'll see it this fight. We just chisel right down to, like, when he's at fight weight, is that Jake? Yeah, that's Jake.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
It really
Wow.
is crazy.
Yeah,
Some of the
it's nuts.
transformations. I was even showing my girlfriend, you had spoke about McGregor earlier, like when I think he was like 185, he went down to like 135, 140. And
Yeah.
you look at him and you're like, that's him? Like, whoa. And, like some of the weight cuts are crazy. And again, mental game that,
Oh yeah, and
Oh, big time.
So that's another thing that people don't. Weight cutting is like dying and going to hell.
okay.
But you're still aware of everything going on. And I really wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
Yeah.
It is not a game, man. And I've cut. So like Coach said, he keeps going to that 84. So our second fight, the promoter wanted us to cut weight down to 84. Now, mind you, our first fight was the first time I was 195 pounds in my life.
Yeah.
Like I was 60 pounds till I was 13. I discovered food and I was 320 pounds in high school.
Yeah.
That was it. So and I'm such a meathead. Like, yeah, I just want to fight. Let's do it. Sign the contract. So I signed the contract. I cut 60 something pounds for that fight.
Jeez.
Horribly.
Yeah.
Horribly. We came in on weight. There was no way I wasn't. It got to the point, the day of the weigh-in, I was here. I put sweet sweat on in a sauna suit, and I sat in the sauna for 45 minutes. I didn't break one bead of sweat. And my stomach had a pulse, so my kidneys were all about to fail. I chewed gum until Rhode Island, and I made the weight.
Jeez.
So just to kind of put that into like, this is not a game.
Right.
So that's why I tell the kids, like, we have kids come in, oh, I just want to fight. Do you really want to fight, though? Like, okay, cool. It's cool to punch somebody in the face and say, yeah, I did that. Like, go on Instagram and say, yo, I'm a boxer. Fantastic. Do you want this, though? Like, do you want to be here every day? Do you want to put the work in? Do you, like, the miles you have to run? Like, if you look at the miles I've ran in my life, I've made it around the world probably twice, maybe more.
Right.
Like, again, not bragging. You have to put the work in. And it's running, it's strength and conditioning, it's boxing, it's sparring, it's mitt work, it's strategy, it's mental. And what I tell these kids is when they come in here, man, is you want to do it, that's great, but do you really want to do this?
Yeah.
You have to think on it.
Yeah.
Because even as an amateur, you can get in here, and even at a novice or sub-novice level, you can get in, you can get hurt. You can really get hurt in there. It's not a game, and that's the way I look at boxing. Like, even if I tried to corner once as an amateur, and I'm not a coach. No, I'm not a coach. I was screaming, yeah, like, because you're not doing the right things, and hey, you're getting beat up. You're gonna get hurt. So I'm like, oh, either get your shit together, man, or I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, you know, like stuff like that. So, and I see it, and I get passionate about it, man, because I know as soon as you get punched in the mouth, the game plan kind of changes. But you want to teach these kids that under pressure, you have to keep that mindset. You have to, keep the plan. Like, Bruce will shout, like, he's not an overbearing coach. You get a lot of coaches, man, like, hectic. He's calm. He's collected. Hey, jab, do this. Go to the body. Turn here. That's it. I'm kind of that loud person. Like, nah, man, you need to get some, lay hands on him. Like, so, but I'm learning. I'm learning.
Do you think that some of that has to do with the fact that, Bruce, you've retired from, fighting. So you're like, hey, I can't get in there where you're still capable. And you're like, don't make me get in there.
Yeah, no, I think I'm passionate. Boxing, I love boxing and I respect it too. So I know when you're in there, there's things you need to be doing, you know, and then I also know when you don't and you get in there still, that's a problem.
Okay.
And, I can point it out and like, yo, if you would have did this, that wouldn't happen. So what's up? I'm not a very, I'm working on it in my life, but I'm not a very sensitive person in life. Like even with my son or my wife, and like when something goes wrong, I'm going to let you know why I went wrong, and it's wrong.
Right.
So I'm kind of working on that.
Direct.
Yeah. I don't really sugarcoat well.
Yeah.
So in boxing, I don't sugarcoat at all.
Right. Well, there shouldn't be. We've talked about that before with coaching and stuff, where it's like, if you, as a coach, if you lie, like, oh, you're doing well.
When he's not.
And you're not, then how's he going to, you have to be like, no, that sucked. That was terrible. Let's work on that. Let's go.
Well, yeah, even that. So I'm completely honest with myself as well. So I'm not just like that with other people. Like, I'll watch sparring videos or I'll watch fights and go, what the fuck was that, Jay? You fucking idiot. Yeah. Like I'll write it down like, yo, you should have did this, but you're a dumbass did this.
Right.
So I'm not biased. Like nobody's perfect. And a fight isn't a perfect thing. It's not a choreographed dance. It's a fight, so we'll see. Maybe I'll be a coach when I'm all done, but doubts.
Right. Well, you'll just be the loud coach.
Very doubts.
It's okay. You'll be the one yelling. It's all right.
Yeah, it's styles.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has their own style, and you're passionate about it. And hey, I say this all the time. When somebody is passionate about something, I say, hey, you're lucky you found something you're passionate about. Because a lot of people go through life and they never find anything that they're even remotely can get excited about.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you have something, run. Take it and run with it.
No, 100%.
So I think I heard you guys talking about it. We got Tank Davis.
Yeah, Tank
Ryan
versus
Garcia.
social media Ryan.
Yeah, all right. Coach, who do we got?
I got Davis in about 8.
Davis in 8?
Yeah, no doubt.
This is a 12-round fight, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he just watches and he learns. Yeah, he'll let you do your thing for 3 or 4 rounds, and he's taking all that in. He goes, now I got you. And he, I mean, I'm not saying the other kid can't fight. Of course he can.
Yeah.
He's got a great left hook.
Okay.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
have more than a great left hook.
Closes his
You know what
eyes
I mean?
and throws it.
Yeah, but you gotta have more than a great left hook.
So who do you got?
I got Tank. I got Tank by obliteration. I think Ryan.
Bold.
Well, so Ryan's kind of like he's a boxer. He really is, and he's done a hell of a lot more than I did as an amateur. But he's now defined as a social media influencer, and I hate that whole aspect of boxing. So you have people like KSI and Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia who I'm a hater. I'm a hater on this. Just by the way.
Okay. All right.
They take the social media platform where you make millions of dollars and they turn it into their boxing career and say, I'm a boxer. I'm this, I'm that. But you're not. You're a YouTuber. And you just sometimes decide, hey, I'm going to fight this old man and let me get a win. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan has focused more on his social media influence than his boxing. Now, if he focused like he focuses on social media on his boxing, I think he could be great.
Okay.
I 100% think he can't beat Tank. But I think he could be great.
Well, he's about to learn that.
Hard.
yeah.
Coach says 8. I'm going 6.
Okay.
I want 6. Let's just say that. I don't.
Yep, Tank and 8.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, my thing is, if that is the case, I think Tank can stretch him out on purpose to expose him. Like, there's been some pretty good trash talk in this one.
Yeah.
And if that's what he wants to do, he might like make him go and make him go and make him go and just
Yeah.
really prove the point. But he also might be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna really prove this point and get you real quick.
And don't get me wrong, Ryan has skill. He's wicked fast.
Oh, yeah.
He has a left hook. I don't like how he throws it, but he has a left hook.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good, and he's already shown, and one thing he did prove was he can get hit the deck and get back up.
Yeah.
So he has that heart.
Yeah.
I'll never take that from him. I just think his mind's in the wrong place. I think he's focused on, I have 6.5 million followers on here, so I'm good to go.
Yeah. How do I turn that into 13?
Yeah, and like that's like a $6 million check for me. If you're thinking like that, and like I said, boxing is a science, but at the end of the day, you're going to war with another man.
Yeah.
If you have that mindset going to war, sorry, you're coming back on a stretcher, bro.
Right. Okay. All right. So I think everybody here has Tank Davis for sure.
Yeah,
I definitely got him. Yeah.
He's special.
Okay.
He's like a mini Floyd to me.
Okay.
Like he doesn't have that boxing acumen, but just like Coach said, for the first couple rounds, just like Floyd used to do, he collects that data,
Yeah.
and once he has what he needs,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah. And he'll outcondition you. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that you said, going back and fighting old people, and then you already saw now that Jake Paul announced Nate Diaz.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I did see that, and honestly, don't sleep on Diaz.
Oh, I'm not. I'm
The
just
Diaz
saying he
brothers-
lost to a fighter.
yeah.
He lost to a pro.
The Diaz brothers used to help Andre Ward get ready for world championship fights. Not many people know that.
Okay.
So the Diaz brothers can box.
Yep. And they're also known for legendary conditioning.
Yes, but I think Diaz fought at 155. He had most of his success at 155, and obviously we know, he beat Conor McGregor at 170 and all that. So for Jake making him go up to like 190, that just kind of plays into him,
Yeah.
But I kind of want to see the Disney kid get smoked again. I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
Okay.
Honestly, I think Tommy Fury did a horrible job. I can't say, I'm not on that level.
Right.
But I can talk crap. I think that was a horrible fight for both of them.
Yeah.
I didn't think really Tommy proved anything.
Yeah.
You're a Fury. You kind of should have probably looked a lot better, but
Yeah.
you didn't.
Yeah. Should have laced him. He should have laced.
I think so. And he got dropped by a jab.
Yeah. Hey,
So
hey, that's what makes it fun, right?
Yeah.
Anybody can get in the ring. Hey,
Everybody's got a plan.
yeah.
that's
And
it.
they
Punch
get
in the
hit.
face.
There it is.
No, for real. Everybody, like we said, anybody can be a pro. I guess you start out on YouTube and Disney, and then you're a pro. That's what makes it fun, and he's bringing attention. We're talking about it.
Yeah, but for me, I'm not old, but I'm old school, in my heart, and I believe boxing should be taken very seriously.
Dead serious, yeah.
And for a man to one day who has millions of dollars wake up one day and say, I want to be a boxer, is utter disrespect to the men who start at our level and have to work their way up to get half of what he gets in his pro debut.
Yeah.
His pro debut was 6 rounds versus a Nissan Gibb, who was another YouTuber. He fought 6 rounds in his pro debut as a main event above Demetrius Andrade, who is a world champion.
Yeah,
They fought in Miami.
Wow.
And I can tell you, I don't know 100% the stats. He made more than Boo Boo did. How much disrespect is that?
Yeah. For sure.
So that's my problem. Now, if you want to call yourself a YouTuber who does, like, they have this Misfits boxing stuff in England.
Sure.
Where it's not pro fights.
Okay.
It's just YouTubers beating the hell out of each other.
Okay.
Do that.
Right.
Do not call yourself a professional boxer.
Okay.
And say, I want to beat Canelo Alvarez. You couldn't tie his jock.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Right. That's fair enough. That's fair.
You know, and that like KSI does it. He doesn't call himself a pro boxer.
Okay.
He says I box.
Yeah.
So I have more respect for what he's doing over in England than what Jake Paul's doing, because he's sitting here. We fight 4 rounds and we're lucky to get $200 to $500 for those 4 rounders.
Right.
Even 6 rounders, we're not getting paid a lot.
Right.
No disrespect to the promoter. It's just the business.
Right. Yeah.
Jake Paul probably made like $7-8 million in his pro debut.
Oh, he was making crazy money.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I talked about it with Mike, and it's just like, hey, when you come in and you're already somebody, and like you said, what's the hardest part? Selling tickets, right?
Yep.
So if he can come in and sell tickets,
Yeah.
good for him, right? It is what it is.
I respect the hustle, and I respect everything. And you know what? And to stop hating on him for a minute, he's done amazing things with MVP for women's boxing. He got Amanda Serrano her first $1 million payday.
Yeah.
So respect to that. But you need to learn to stay in your lane. You're an entertainer. You're not a legit professional boxer.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Like I said, I agree. But if he's doing good things, it's kind of like, hey, let it ride.
It's a catch-22 thing. So welcome to the world, but you might get hurt.
Hey, let him ride. Well, hey, we're excited to see you June 16th in Springfield.
sir.
Coach, thank you for sitting down with us. Jake, thank you for sitting down with us.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, thank you, Wyatt. Thank you, James. And we'll see you guys next time.